Good morning, GBNs. It's Kevin's Ghost. It is Monday, the 5th of February 2024. It's a Blu-ray release week. Current time is around 8 a.m. So Costa Coffee up in Churchill Square. I'll be opening in about half an hour's time, and I will be paying a visit to that. Not a sponsor. And then on to HMV. Now, it is a very slow release week, maybe 10 titles in total, 2 of which I do plan to pick up. But I've got a feeling neither are going to be in store today because I popped into the Brighton HMV branch on Friday and asked if they were getting Das Boot Season 4 in for today. And the manager, hi, if you're watching, he told me they only received the DVDs for that season. Now, the Blu-ray is available, just that they weren't sent any, so I had to order a copy in to be collected in store. Now, if that does arrive today, I'm going to be shocked in a good way. But I think it's going to turn up midweek, and I can show you the receipt up in the corner somewhere as I paid in advance. The other title is The Frisco Kid, starring Harrison Ford and Gene Wilder, which is a Warner Archive release. And I don't think HMV will get a copy of that for a couple of weeks because Warner sell it exclusively on their site for the first fortnight, I believe. But never mind, I'll show them eventually. I still have a box set from Imprint Films to talk about, which contains 6 films. So enough chit chat. Let's head up to Costa first and then on to HMV, then right back here for the conclusion. I'll see you all in Costa. Well, it is a miserable day outside, but here is my piping hot latte in Costa Coffee. Those Arabica beans are without a doubt the best way to start the video. Gives you energy and keeps you warm. And in case you're any doubt as to where I'm filming, here's an oversized and pointless sign telling you you're in Brighton. So in the window of HMV, they're advertising the new Bob Marley biopic One Love, which stars Kingsley Ben-Adir as a singer-songwriter. But what t-shirt has made it to the mannequin this morning? Well, it is Ichiraku Ramen. Nice. Well, as you can see, they just have the DVD of Das Boot Season 4 in today. I had an email yesterday saying it's been sent to the store, so I'd expect that in a couple of days. And you can see that featured in next week's video. DVD is priced at $17.99. Next is Circle of Danger, a 1951 British thriller starring Ray Milland and Patricia Rock. This is directed by Jacques Tourneur and it's released through Studio Canal. It's got a run time of 86 minutes and is priced at $14.99 and carries a U certificate. Next is a Chinese military film called Born to Fly, which reveals, after an unmatched encounter with an American 5th-generation aircraft, a secret project the Chinese military have been working on. This 127-minute film is priced at £12.99. Next is The Kingdom Trilogy, Seasons 1, 2 and 3. A third instalment is titled Kingdom Exodus. This is a Danish supernatural horror show that was remade by Stephen King as Kingdom Hospital, which I was sent by Imprint Films to show on my channel. This is priced at $64.99 and it carries an 18 certificate. Next is Inside by Second Sight, a 2007 French horror film about a woman trying to protect herself and her unborn child from a female intruder hell-bent on taking her yet-to-be-born baby. Unfortunately, HMV did not have the limited edition in store to show you today. This one is priced at $17.99. Next is The Tourist Season 2, a Netflix show comprising 6 episodes which aired last month. It stars Jamie Dornan as a man who's trying to piece together his memories after a car crash. This thriller was filmed in Ireland and Season 1 was released in March 2022. $17.99 for this season. But if you missed out on Season 1 or need to save space, then you can get this Seasons 1 and 2 combined set for £34.99. This carries a 15 certificate and is put out by Dazzler Media. This looks like someone's traded in all their Doctor Who collections. Let's do a bit of price matching against Amazon, see what we get. So we have Doctor Who Evil of the Daleks. This is priced at $14.99 on Amazon, so £5 is a pretty good deal there. Doctor Who Fury from the Deep is going for £9.98, so £6, about right for a used copy. Doctor Who The Abominable Snowman, £15.49 on Amazon, so £10 a bit much, I would say, for a second-hand copy. And Power of the Daleks Special Edition for £10. Well, that's going for £9 new, so I guess you'd save your money and order online. So here we have Steam Boy. That's £6.99 brand new, so no savings there. And this, by the way, is a very good film. I recommend it if you can get a chance to watch it. Sinbad in the Eye of the Tiger. CEX wants £10. You can buy a brand new copy for £10 on Amazon, so no saving there. Great Sam Wanamaker film, that one. Swamp Thing Season 1, again, you can buy a brand new copy for £10, so CEX is being way overpriced. This isn't too bad. Supergirl, the complete box set for £40. If you want to buy that brand new from Amazon, it will cost you £53. Here we have Samurai Reincarnation for £18. If you want to buy that new, it will cost you £19.39, so you save just over £1, but it does come with a slipcover. Here we have Arnold Schwarzenegger's Raw Deal for £4. That's going to save you £3. It's £6.99 on Amazon. Here we have several copies of Oppenheimer. They are £12 each. That's a saving of £3. So that's not too bad on a newish title. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. This is the 30th anniversary Ultimate Edition, so £6. That's pretty good because it retails for £17 and it is in pretty good condition. And finally, Cannibal Holocaust for 88 Films Editions, £12.99, and Caligula goes between £50 and £75 because it is out of print. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is a box set from Imprint Films to show you. There was going to be 2 items from HMV, but they didn't have them in stock, so we're just going to crack on with this. There are 6 films in this box set. Okay, so unfortunately the films I was after today weren't in stock, so we're going to deal with the Sydney Lumet box set from Imprint Films. So the box itself contains, take the lid off, 6 titles, all in separate cases. I'll show you them in just a second. Sidney Lumet is probably known for his gritty dramas that showed the seedy side of life, mainly in New York City, often focused on the everyman and the struggles of life, and he'd often show how flawed the justice system was and those who enforced the law as well. His first film was 12 Angry Men, so an incredible start to any director's career. Let's take a closer look at the box that you get. Okay, so here's the box. On the back of the box you'll get this little card that's glued on, little spot of glue. You can just peel it off. It's one of those just peel away ones. You can put this inside the box. This one has all the information regarding extras, that kind of thing, so it's very handy to have. Take the lid off. It's one of those lovely sort of hinged lids. I love those hinged lids. Very sturdy box, probably the best on the market when it comes to boxes. As I said, 6 titles inside, all of which are in separate cases. We have The Pawnbroker. I will talk about all these individually. The Group, The Deadly Affair, Child's Play, The Offence, and the last one is Serpico. So let's talk about each of these individually in a little bit more detail. Okay, first one out of this set is The Pawnbroker. This is a drama from 1964, so 7 years, 7 films into Sidney's career. The film is about the life and horrific memories of a Jewish man called Sol Naisman, who's being played by Rod Steiger. He was 39 when they made this film, but he's made to look a little bit older, middle-aged, I'd say. In the film, we've shown flashbacks during the war when Sol's wife Ruth is sexually abused in a concentration camp by German officers. His children are killed, and then we cut 25 years later. He's now living in New York City, East Harlem, very poor area, and he runs a pawn shop. Now, working for Sol is Ortiz, a very young man who looks up to Sol, kind of like a father figure. Ortiz is being played by Jamie Sanchez, who actually went on to work with Lumet 9 years later on Serpico, which is also in the box. So I'm going to point out actually that Sol is pretty much dead on the inside, and he just lives, works, and that is it. He's got absolutely no intention or interest in getting to know people on a personal level. But at one point he does drop his guard a little bit with his assistant Ortiz and teaches him about precious metals, gold, silver, that kind of thing. Now, Ortiz's girlfriend is a prostitute, and when Sol finds out that Rodriguez, a man who he knows, who uses his shop to sort of as a front for laundering money, he's her pimp, and he decides then to part ways with him. There's some retaliation and somebody... Actually, I'm going to leave the story there. Flashback scenes of the Holocaust, as you would expect, difficult to watch. On a side note, Morgan Freeman had his first on-screen appearance in this as a passerby on the street, and Rodriguez the pimp is being played by Brock Peters, who you may know was Starfleet's Admiral Cartwright in Voyage Home and Undiscovered Country as well. Now, the picture quality on this, crystal clear. It's almost as if it was filmed yesterday. Now, it's got a runtime 1 hour 55 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So this is a 2-disc set, and you can see up there all the extras on the second disc. And on the reverse of the cover there is an image taken from the film. Although it's not that grainy, the film, it is crystal clear. So that was A Pawnbroker from 1964. Next we have The Group. This is a drama from 1966 which charts the lives of 8 young women as they graduate from Vassar University in 1933. The head of this group of young women is Lakey, being played by Candice Bergen in her first active role. I say she's deemed the head of this group because of her looks, her strength of personality. She's beautiful in this. The film opens with Kay marrying Harold. Now, Kay is played by Joanna Patek, and she's marrying Harold, played by Larry Hagman, or J.R. Ewing, rather young J.R. Ewing here. Harold treats Kay very badly during their marriage. Dottie, another one of the group, being played by Joan Hackett. She has troubles of her own. Her marriage to Dick Brown, who's being played by Richard Mulligan, who you may know was in the TV show Soap, which ran late 70s, early 80s. He played Burt Campbell in that. Very good show. Joan and Richard actually got married in real life just after this film was finished shooting. Now, I'm not going to go through all what happens to all the women, as there's 8 and 8 respective partners as well. Just know their hopes and dreams are rarely come to pass. Their lives don't exactly pan out the way they wanted. There's a big reveal at the end concerning Lakey. I'm not going to go into what it is. Other actors in this include Elizabeth Hartman as Pris. Elizabeth was the voice of Mrs. Brisby in Don Bluth's Secret of Nim. There's Hal Holbrook. Great actor, he's playing Gus Leroy. Again, this was Hal's first acting role, so this film gave a lot of actors their first break in Hollywood. Film deals with some controversial issues at the time, like mental health, abortion, lesbianism, infidelity. Picture quality overall was good, but there are a little bit of damage to the film on occasions. Personally, I think the film suffers more from too many characters. This is actually based on a novel by Mary McCarthy, so that couldn't really be altered. This one's got a runtime of 2 hours 32 minutes. Let's take a look inside. The front cover image has been put onto the disc, and on the reverse of the cover you have the 8 female characters there. That's why I didn't go through everybody's life story, because that would have taken forever. So that was The Group from 1966. Next one to show you is The Deadly Affair. This is a British spy film from 1967, and here we have Charles Dobbs, being played by James Mason, as a British MI5 operative who is investigating the possible suicide of a former communist turned government worker named Samuel Fenton, who's being played by Robert Fleming. And this was written by John le Carre, who also wrote, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. This is based on his first novel called Call for the Dead, so that was 13 years before Tinker Tailor. And it does follow a very similar path in so much as Dobbs is trying to find a double-crossing spy and the handler within an investigation. Now, Mason is perfectly cast in this, deliberate, very quiet, British, well-educated man. Charles with his wife in this is Anne, being played by Harriet Anderson, who was 35 years his junior at the time of filming. Say no more. She's having an affair with Dieter, who is being played by Maximilian Schell, and there was a subplot which I won't elaborate on, but it does have a link in more than one way to the end, so I won't say any more than that. After being told to drop the case, Dobbs actually quietly teams up with a police inspector called Mendel, who's being played by Harry Anderson, who's worked with Lumet 2 years earlier in The Hill. Also, Lumet and Mason went on to work together again in The Verdict in 1982. And on top of that, this also stars Simone Signoret, who also worked with Lumet, Mason and Andrews in The Seagull, which was a drama the year after this, 1968. Anyway, I'm rambling. There's also Lynn and her brother Corin Redgrave and Roy Kinnear, so you've got a very solid cast in this. Picture quality nice and crisp. Overall runtime 1 hour 47 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So the front cover image has been put onto the disc, and on the reverse of the cover you have Charles Dobbs there reading the Daily Express. So that was The Deadly Affair from 1967. Next one to show you is Child's Play. No, not that one. This one is a psychological drama from 1972, and it stars again James Mason, this time as Jerome Malley, a stern Latin and Greek language teacher at a Catholic all-boys school. You've also got Beau Bridges as Reese. He was a former student. He's returned 9 years later to be the new gym teacher. His favourite teacher while he was a pupil at the school is Joseph Dobbs, who greets him, welcomes him back. Dobbs is being played by Robert Preston. Fair to say Dobbs was expecting to take over as top teacher, which is Malley's position, but Malley was supposed to retire this year, but he's got no outside life, so he stays on and lives his life through the school. But Malley is not particularly liked by the students, whereas Dobbs is adored. It's quite a simple story really, but there is more to it. The students are really peculiar. They randomly attack one another. One has his eye gouged out, but he doesn't put up a fight at all. Another one is beaten, semi-naked, tied to the altar at the chapel. There's something sinister going on, but what is it? Is it Dobbs? Is it the devil? I'm not going to say. Solid film, this one. Enjoyed this one. Picture quality isn't exactly brilliant, but I did notice some film damage. Nothing that takes you away from the film. This one has got a runtime of 1 hour 40 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So that front cover image has been put onto the disc, and on the reverse of the cover you have an image there of James Mason. So that was Child's Play from 1972. Next one to show you is The Offence. It's a crime drama from 1973. Film opens with Officer Johnson standing over a suspected child rapist and a few of his colleagues that he's just beaten up. They're all sprawled out all over the floor. Johnson's being played by Sean Connery, and it's obvious that he's suffering from PTSD of the stress of having to work with scum day in, day out. It's all got a little bit too much for him. Criminal in question is Kenneth Baxter, being played by Ian Bannon. As it turns out, Johnson's just beaten him to death. Well, Technically, he dies later in hospital, but as a result, Johnson's questioned over the matter by his superior, a Detective Superintendent Cartwright, who's being played by the brilliant Trevor Howard. What a career that man's had. Films like Brief Encounter, Battle of Britain, Mutiny on the Bounty, and Seawolves as well, where he played a character called Jack Cartwright, which is no relation to this character here. Anyway, I'm rambling. Then the story, well, you see it from the girl's point of view, and then the subsequent arrest, told in interview form. So you can see why Johnson acted the way he did, and, you know, he's not that different from Baxter as well. He's a very flawed character himself, beats his wife, that kind of thing. Also stars Maxine Gordon as a little girl, and Peter Bowles as Johnson's colleague. This was Connery's way of trying to shape the Bond image. This was his project. He requested Sidney direct this, as they worked together before in The Hill, alongside Harry Andrews, and Anderson Tapes, which was 2 years before. Far from bare bones, this one. You can see all the extras there, plenty of them, including audio commentary, plus I've got to say the picture quality on this is very good indeed. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 53 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So that front cover image has been put onto the disc, and on the reverse of the cover you got a picture there of Sean Connery's character realising what he's done. So that was The Offence from 1973. Next and last is Serpico, a biographical drama from 1973 which tells the story of a New York police officer who tries to expose the corruption within the NYPD. Now, last time I watched this, apart from a few days ago, was in the late 70s. Al Pacino's playing the title character of Frank Serpico, and the movie itself is pretty much told in flashback form, although it does start with Frank being taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound to his face. Nasty stuff. His boss, Sidney Green, suspects the shot may have been taken by another police officer. Sidney is being played by John Randolph, who you may know was Clark Griswold Sr. in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So the film starts off with Frank as a rookie cop, and right from the start his fellow officers are not exactly on the level, taking freebies, letting things slide, beating suspects, which soon escalates into taking bribes, protection money, and killing people, that kind of thing. And Frank wants to bring the whole corrupt system to its knees, but it's rife from the bottom to the top, so it proves to be an uphill struggle. I'll leave the story there, but for me this is the best film in the set, and Al Pacino's best performance to date. That's my opinion, that is. He won the Golden Globe and he was nominated for Best Actor at the Oscars as well. Now, blink and you'll miss him. Judge Hirsch is in this at the start and at the end. He's at the hospital, he's a beat cop, and there's also James Tolkien, aka Mr. Strickland from Back to the Future, and yes, he's bold in this as well. And on a side note, the real Frank Serpico is still alive. He's 87 years old. Picture quality in this is very good, and it's got a runtime of 2 hours 10 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So that front cover image has been put onto the disc, and on the reverse of the cover you have Al Pacino there as Serpico, deep undercover. So that was Serpico from 1973. So 6 films in that box set, fantastic. I want to say a big thank you to Imprint Films for sending this over for me to showcase on my channel. Really do appreciate it. So that was it. Have you seen any of those? Plan to pick them up? So that was it. Have you seen any of those? Plan to pick them up, or just want to leave a comment? Then do so down below. I will read every single one and try to reply if I have the time. Give the video a thumbs up, really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free, why wouldn't you? On that note, all that's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.